Chapo, baby.
That explains so much because she's ugly as sin.
So that's how she got the job.
That's mean.
She's ugly.
Because ugly people don't
Don't you think? I mean, did she look like a leading lady to
Central
you?
casting.
Maybe she's just a good actress.
Well, that's possible, but you still gotta have the stuff.
She's probably sucking dick.
Jesus Christ! Oh, God.
I mean, that's what they were saying on that Nickelodeon sex show, dude.
I just got done watching that shit this morning.
You watched it? Good.
That shit's crazy.
I've not watched it, but I'm aware, and it bums me out,
dude. No, this happened after our time. This was like,
I know, but it bumped like when they were talking about the people who wrote letters of support for Brian Peck,
that was terrible,
and that James Marsden, and I think he's awesome, but you know what? The way that the Ryder Strong and the other guy were like, Brian Peck said, like, I got caught up in the situation. It was a jailbait thing. I didn't know how young the guy was. Just lied.
Straight up lie
to everyone. So I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I didn't make it through that episode.
So far,
that's the final one.
Yeah,
well, I think this even came out after the fact. The Drake guy has come out after the fact, and all the people that wrote letters of support.
But I think everybody kind of assumed it was him. Over the years.
But I guess.
Because there was a whistleblower, and they assumed it was him. It is awful.
I thought it was funny, some of those like sketches that they did, though.
That's because you're a sick man.
Well, I mean, in poor taste, they're funny now for us adults. Like, how could they do it? Like the kid that had the dicks on his shoulder pads.
That was fucking ridiculous. Yeah, that and the fucking glory hole with the pickles and Ray Romano. Did you see that
and
one?
Little Fetus, the world's youngest rapper.
Little Fetus, was like in a fucking black person colored.
What was this
leotard.
even on?
All that.
Oh,
really?
After our generation.
Again, at the tail end of it.
Rebooted it or something.
Yeah, and then they did something else with the same
glory
people.
hole with pickles?
Well, there was Pickle Guy, dude.
That was who that Brian Peck guy was. He played a reoccurring character that always had pickles.
Because they look like penises. That was the joke.
I think that was the intention.
That's what they said on the show.
Well, that's what the actors said.
And they were giving the two women writers half a salary.
Yeah, that was shitty. Dude, it was bad news. I mean, you knew Nickelodeon was fucked up, but you had no idea that they let it seems to be isolated to just a few people though. Like that Brian guy and that Dan guy. It doesn't seem like it run rampant through the whole fucking company. Like when we were kids.
Mark Summers wouldn't let that happen.
When we were kids.
He was on the trailer and saw a clip, Mark Summers, and said, "Really? Was this on Nickelodeon?" But then I never saw him in the documentary. It was weird. So I guess they did interview some people that were well known at Nickelodeon about what was going on at that time. But I mean, again, this was kind of after our time, after Salute Your Shorts, Pete and fucking all that shit.
Did anybody get abused on the Rugrats set?
Again, it seemed to be only restricted to
Tommy
Pickles.
Stupid ass fucking tween comedy shows on Nickelodeon, iCarly and fucking
Amanda
we didn't have
Sam and Cat.
We didn't really have. Well, we had the live stuff. We had not live.
iCarly.
We had like "Are You Afraid of the Dark?"
Did I say that already?
And all that. And
that's what I'm talking
you
about.
Can't do that on television.
That was Canadian.
This was all
that was
after
on Nickelodeon.
Though, I know, right? But it was a Canadian.
But I was just saying what we had as
a lot
kids.
of them were Canadian shows actually, because I think Salute Your Shorts was filmed in Canada, wasn't it?
And the guy that came up with those shows.
And Hey Dude.
That was kind of late in the game.
I didn't like that one at all.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
But I've talked to you
Mr.
guys
Ernst.
I've talked to you guys about so many shows that were like playing in the background of my youth, and that I would like be like sitting there watching them, but never liked them. Chippendales Rescue Rangers and
it's another good one.
DuckTales and Darkwing.
I didn't really
so
like
many
Tailspin,
cartoons that I was like, this.
Why
is
didn't
so
you like
dumb.
Tailspin?
I don't know.
Because he was just a
a
freight pilot.
I feel like there wasn't enough explained to me.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a very outlandish.
But yeah, it's like
wasn't the city like on top of a fucking floating island or some shit?
So many episodes of things that I watched as a kid that I that I didn't like at all. And why didn't I just change the channel or turn it off?
Because there wasn't anything else on.
There wasn't nothing else on.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
You get stuck watching Lassie. That whistle would come on, and you'd be like, "Oh my gosh."
I didn't like the old
we
stuff.
We didn't have the streaming shit,
right?
You know. The
What's it
ability to pick
called?
and choose.
Oh,
But I could have just got up and walked away.
Is it Mayberry?
Well, you did. You
What's-
were a pretty active kid.
You
though,
go touch
know?
grass.
That's
dude.
the thing. Our generation, although we didn't have as much option, we were more active. Because if we didn't want to watch something, we just go outside and fuck around.
There's a lot of active kids out there still.
I don't know.
There's a lot of inactive
Where are they at?
kids. Aaron's kids.
Well,
are
Aaron's
active.
kids are only active under his very watchful supervision. Okay,
driving
I'm
Aaron.
talking about when we would just go out into the fucking woods,
Well-
and like not be seen for 3 or 4 hours, and it was fine.
Yeah, now in the world is
I mean,
a
can you
different
imagine that
place.
now?
Yeah, Kate's never going to go out into the woods for
That's what
3 or
I'm
4
saying.
hours.
Even if she's up at your parents' house where it's technically isolated, you still wouldn't do it, would you?
No.
No. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Is like we didn't have a lot more to watch, but we did a lot more outside shit because we didn't have as much to watch.
Could be, yeah. I definitely wouldn't have gone outside, given the choice.
It's the GeekZip podcast. We are having a ball, as you can see. Wes has returned to the Zip Cave. And Christian is here as well, as always. And we are just talking bullshit about thousands of things that seem to have happened over the past week. We had how many premieres, how many trailers,
The juice is loose.
new shoes, the juice is loose. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit going on. And we're going to try to get to at least some of it today. We were obviously discussing, I think that documentary show is called Quiet on the Set, right?
Quiet on the set, dude. They
Yeah, it's
keep
on Max.
Keep it on the down low.
Yeah, and it's a really good documentary.
It's only 4
But
episodes.
It's only 4 episodes, not long. And there's a lot of stuff that I got to be honest, I kind of assumed, and I know that's fucked up to say, was going on.
What happened when we were kids? I mean, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
Well, I think that was
always
just
claimed-
fame, though, right? I think that was just fame.
No,
No?
I
They
feel
had
like
shit
they
happen?
both
I
talked
don't know. I
about
mean-
abuse.
Okay.
I feel like Brendan Fraser.
I know Corey
Brendan
did.
Fraser talked about being
Well, Brent, yeah.
abused,
yeah.
and and then we had like Drew Barrymore and stuff, which
Yeah.
I think she was just in the scene, but it's hard to tell.
So you think it was a situation where it probably was happening all through generations that we just didn't have the ability to keep record of it?
I don't think it's any different than,
Weinstein.
places where there's a couple adults and a lot of children, right? So like things like that, schools, churches.
It's going to attract that element.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terrible, but yeah.
Straight up. Thoughts?
Not on pedophilia.
That's probably good. I watched a lot of shit this week. I would like a lot of shit. And I know you watched some shit.
I need to start taking notes on what
Yeah,
I
I know.
watched.
I'm gonna have to. I'm turning into that old man that I'm gonna have to start taking notes.
Just even
whenever I
write
watch
down
something.
what I watched so I can remember what I watched.
I bought some index cards for that very reason.
You got phones. Make notes on your phones.
I don't want to.
Make voice recordings. This was good.
That's good.
I'm
that's
watching
good
a
thought.
thing.
What do you watch?
Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, okay, on Hulu.
And it is awesome.
with Steve
Martin
and
Martin Short,
and
Selena Gomez, lots of other celebrity cameos. Nathan Lane. It's awesome.
What
It's
is
really
the premise of that show?
good. A murder happens in there, and they're really like classy apartment building in New York.
Is it a
And-
period piece or is it take
No,
place?
it's like my because the big
I
thing
don't
is
know.
they
It's
start
like
a
Downton
podcast.
Abbey, dude.
So like
Yeah.
a murder happens in their building. Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez all realize that they each like the same podcast, and then they like decide that they'll investigate this murder in the building on their own, and then they're all like, "Well, we should just do a podcast about it." So they start doing a podcast
It's a
and trying
comedy?
to. Well, it's there's a lot of
Is it a
comedy.
dark comedy or is
Well,
it like a?
Not really. I mean, the background is always a murder's happening. The second season there's more drama, but it's still. I I feel like Martin Short is a scene stealer. I've told Bree about
He's
this.
been
like,
a fucking scene stealer
he,
his whole career.
but it's great. Their chemistry is awesome.
Who,
But
Steves and Martin?
Steve Martin,
yeah.
the trio, right? It's
Fucking
it's
three
a trio.
amigos.
So
Gomez.
they're great. Yeah, no, she's great.
Gomez fits in well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because she's
That's quite a compliment.
she yeah, like, you know, they refer to her to, you know, all the younger things, the internet searches and stuff like that, but she's like 28, I think, in the series. So that's funny. It's like they were like referring to her like, help us out with these teenage stuff.
Because you're the child, yeah.
But it's great. Yeah.
I love anything
Highly
Steve does.
recommend.
I love Steve.
Yeah, I've heard it.
So that's cool. Yeah. Okay. What have I watched? God damn. I watched that documentary, obviously. I watched the new episode of Invincible, which was good.
Yeah, I didn't like the thing at the end with the sequid coming out of the guy. I'm like, you think they would have scanned him for that?
I mean, yeah, it's like you're just going to release him to his home and buy him groceries and pretend like nothing happened. Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
How many seasons of that are available?
Two.
Is it on like the second now?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Maybe 2 episodes left.
2.5.
Oh,
So-
that reminds me. I need to finish Halo. I think the season finale of Halo is on Thursday.
Yay.
They got the Arbiter in it. I remember Christian asked,
Really?
is the Arbiter in it? Yeah, the Arbiter's in it.
All right. How about that? What else did I watch? I watched Napoleon.
How was that?
Well,
How
that was-
long was that?
It was not
though?
good. It was about 2
I was
hours
thinking-
and 40 minutes.
I was thinking Napoleon Dynamite. I was
No,
like,
not Napoleon.
what? That's
What did
way
you
off.
watch
Well, the
that
problem
on?
is it's on Apple TV. The problem is it didn't really highlight much of his battles. It was more about the love story between him and that Josephine chick,
I don't even know.
the wife.
Honestly, I don't.
Sounds amazing.
Nobody. I mean, it's funny. Me and Kush were talking about this. We were like, Napoleon is really one of those guys that's really famous history, but you don't know anything about him.
I just know about his defeat at Waterloo.
The defeat at
He's
Waterloo
short?
was brutal.
Yeah,
that was-
Napoleon complex.
Hat. He has a hat.
He
He's
had
got
a
a
hat
hat
that was
on.
fucking always, the hat, and very entitled.
Something about his dick.
Couldn't make a mistake.
Had cannons.
Something about somebody
He
grave robbed him
designed
of
new
his dick.
cannons That
What?
Yeah, there's some sort
What?
of story about Napoleon's dick. Yeah, like it was like stolen or something.
like after
Not
the
like
fact?
in his life.
Yeah, I
not
was
like
gonna say
yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah. In exile.
Like somebody went up to him and was like, got your dick?
I think so. Like, hey, they were like, yeah, this is gonna fetch me some money someday. Like, zipping all of his collectibles.
I
So
don't
somebody had a
collect
collectible
dick.
Napoleon
I don't
dick.
collect dick. So
And where was he exiled to? Malta?
Malta, but yeah, the first island he was executed.
Executed to.
Exiled on Main
Exiled
Street,
too.
dude.
What was the name of that first island? I can't remember. It was
Alcatraz.
off the coast of Italy. No,
And Nicolas
Greece.
Cage busted him out.
Sicily. The Rock.
you guys are in rare fucking form today. I tell you. So
And-
it was okay. Again, more focused on
That
his
sounds like the
personal
worst
life.
thing you watched this week.
It
Yeah.
was. I mean, if we're being honest,
Who
it
directed
was.
that?
Ridley.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
So the battles were great. I mean, the Waterloo was brutal. I mean, that was a fucking
it was a
tense
bad
scene.
yeah.
It was pretty fucking bad.
Why'd he lose?
Overwhelmed by the Russians.
Just the Russians came in out of
Prussians.
nowhere with like twice his number
Overwhelming
after he'd already
force.
been fucked up by the Europeans and their box.
It was like
shooting
Gandalf
thing.
and the Rohan just coming in and wiping the floor with them.
Almost exactly like that. Yeah.
And the Ints. Remember, then the orcs ran into the Ints.
Yeah.
Didn't
It's like
you
oh
say, what were you saying about the Ents should have been something else? T-Rexes?
If
Oh, yeah.
if T-Rexes, if we replaced
I remember that. And they had the
T-Rexes,
hobbits.
or the,
And they had the hobbits in
replace
their little
Ints with
hands.
T-Rexes.
And they had the hobbits in their little
It wouldn't
hands.
make as much sense as having big giant fucking eagles come
Little
in
people-
at the end
I
of the
mean-
movie.
I said little people don't know that.
Hobbits
That-
aren't little people. They're
Well,
just
that was
hobbits.
the original draft of Lord of the Rings. They were T-Rexes. And
Oh,
not
yeah?
trees.
Interesting.
Edited that.
What else did I watch?
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. All right. Let's talk about
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Watch Roadhouse.
Really good. Again, you can't compare it to the original. You just can't. I mean, it's a different movie. It's just, they specifically went above and beyond to make sure it was a different movie.
Yeah. But there's enough like tributes and callbacks.
There's callbacks a lot. The cafe beside the little girl's bookshop is called the Double Deuce Cafe.
Yeah.
You know, there's all kinds of little fucking
The fence.
He says a lot of lines.
I like the fence in front of the band.
The chicken wire fence is still in front of the band. They're still throwing shit at him.
Oh, God.
Really crazy stunts and effects like that. When
Yeah.
that
Is that-
car's hitting him off the bridge and comes out of nowhere, I was like,
the boat wrecking on the.
that was ridiculous.
And the guy flying through the air. I was
it
like,
was
is this
just
like
a
what
good.
Fast and Furious
This
is
was a
like?
good, fun, shitty action movie, and I just really
And like you
enjoyed
said,
it.
McGregor.
Right.
I
You
said
have
he
to watch
chewed
it.
up the scenery and spit it in your face, dude.
McGregor stole the show. I mean, he was fucking hysterically funny.
I saw some funny things. They're saying he needs a walking coach, dude, since he walks like he's got an egg up his
He
ass.
does walk really funny, and he's naked in one series of the movie where it's like walking from something and it's showing his ass, and he's still walking like he walks in the ring, and it's like, God damn, what the fuck? And I guess he really walks that way. Like, it's how he walks. I would never tell him that to his face. Fight scenes were great. Jake Gyllenhaal did an amazing job.
He played it cool, dude.
Huh?
He played it cool.
He played it cool.
was
I
funny.
think he understood what it
A
was.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor got him in this boat, dude, and was like, now we're in our own octagon. And he's like, who taught you shapes?
There was a bunch of little funny scenes like that.
He didn't
so,
rip
yeah.
anybody's throat out.
No.
Nobody got fucked in prison.
No, but
There are guys like you.
I
you know?
know. I remember. That was
I thought the first one had a better, like, bad guy. Like, what was his name? Wesley?
Brad Wesley.
Yeah, okay.
But this guy's name was Weston or something.
He was hardly even in it. It was like his son. And
Yeah,
it just
well,
was-
that's the problem for me is I didn't know who the big bad was.
Yeah.
I was like, so who's the villain here?
that other bit.
Ewan McGregor? No, he works for the fucking other guy. Well, who's that guy work
Conor
for?
McGregor.
Ewan McGregor?
oh wow. Maybe they'll be in a movie together like twins. You know.
I mean, I don't think they look that much opposite.
But Wesley,
Well, they just have the same name.
that old bad guy Wesley was such a sociopath, dude. I mean, he's driving on the wrong side of the road, just blowing up people's houses. Right? He was on the wrong side of the road, right?
Didn't somebody get a?
That's
didn't
how
he
he gets.
he was swerving.
Isn't that how he gets introduced as like a major asshole doing that?
No,
kind
he
of
gets
stuff?
introduced because he walks in the shop when Dalton's there in the auto shop.
Okay. Well, I just bought it, so I'm gonna watch it again. It was $5 on iTunes.
bought
The original.
Patrick Swayze's
OG.
Roadhouse. Cool.
Didn't the house get destroyed by like a monster truck in the original or something?
He
A
did it at a
dealership.
dealership.
Car dealership.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Stoudemire.
there's no police, or he owns all the.
Yeah,
law
he
enforcement
owns
in
the
whole
law, and there's
county.
just no cops anywhere in this monster truck with people in the fucking showroom. By the way, it's not like
They're
this was
cheering
clear.
him on, dude.
Yeah, and they're like, "Yeah, more." I mean, it really captured the '80s vibe.
Oh God.
It's fun though.
Now,
I'll
it just
watch
reminds
again.
me of the WSAZ when the tree fell on the car and they interviewed the guy and he said, "I hate to say it, but it was pretty cool."
I mean, I'm sorry, her
It was
car
so
got
fucking-
destroyed.
So yeah, I guess if you're watching from afar and a monster truck's tearing up a car dealership,
Not if I'm in the fucking showroom where it's
No.
coming through.
I
I'm gonna
mean-
fucking run up to that driver and be like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
we gotta
Then you see
do a
it's
lot
Brad
of
Wesley,
climbing.
and you're like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
sir.
sorry,
yeah.
sorry,
Please
Mr.
continue.
Wesley.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Mr. Wesley.
I guess as long as you're not gonna, getting glass in your eyeballs.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend checking out the new Roadhouse. Very good, very entertaining, very fun. You know,
roundhouse
again,
kicks.
don't go into it expecting the original because then you will not like it.
There's no
Not
old
necessarily.
mentor either, like Wade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You say that now, and that was actually a complaint I had when I watched it. I was like, there's no old wise man. There's no like fucking guy that's like the top guy. Like they should have had Kevin Bacon, like somewhere.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, just somebody really obscure that is just is a total badass, right? And it's like, yeah,
Michael Ironsides.
oh, that would have been
Machete.
great. Danny Trejo, that would have been a good one, right? That would have been a great one.
Well, we'll just have to have
Or Mike Tyson.
Roadhouse the sequel.
Hell yeah.
Mike
dude.
Tyson's gonna fight.
Oh, it starts
he's
with
gonna-
it.
Mike Tyson's going to beat the fuck
No, he's
out of that
not.
Paul
He's
guy.
gonna- he's
What, are
gonna-
you kidding me?
Because everybody, it's just
It's
it's
rigged.
just a scam. Yeah, it's just a money grab for everybody. Whatever.
Dude, you know who should be fighting this?
No. I would
Speak on
love
this.
for it.
Speak on
I'd
this.
love for it to happen, but they're just trying to hype it up, and it's just going to be a big disappointment.
Why?
Because that's what all of that guy's boxing matches are. Or just
Yeah, but
big,
he's never
dumb
fought Tyson.
Disappointment. Yeah, but didn't he
Tyson
fight
is
Merriweather?
out of his mind.
Yeah, but he fought Merriweather, who was even closer to his prime. And then that was just like dumb.
Dude, I
don't know, whatever.
I think that's a totally different.
I don't want to.
Mayweather was a lightweight.
It's embarrassing for me to even know.
Or not
that
like
I'd know
featherweight.
that any of the Paul brothers are even.
Well, the only reason I know who they are is because they're fighting Mike Tyson.
Well, good.
I don't watch his fights. I'm not like a fan.
You watch them on YouTube all the time. You're subscribed, just like you should subscribe to the GeekZip podcast.
Oh, I saw a car the other day. I can't remember what but they just had it like written on the back of their windshield and really shitty writing about watch some sort of podcast. So then I thought you need to do that.
Yeah,
you need
man.
to just have
You
just
know,
advertise
I
on
was
your car.
checking out what's that Vistaprint, and they have big ass car magnets that are like this big
Yeah.
that you can like put on the door.
It's campaign season. You could just start putting. You could put GeekZip for podcast. Yeah, we'll
We
just
need to
just
talk.
put you some campaign signs all over the
we'll talk.
area.
Yeah, we'll talk more.
GeekZip GeekZip for podcast.
Roadhouse started with Post Malone fighting, dude. He's kicking ass with a bald head.
He looks like shit. I was like, is that the new body? Because I think I'm pretty good then, if that's the new body in Hollywood.
You just need to
Kicking
cover
ass,
your face
dude.
in tattoos that are stupid.
And your body, dude. His body was covered in tattoos, too.
But he was still fat.
Was he wearing
So?
Crocs? That was his thing.
I don't know
At
right?
least
I
he's
don't know
not a
what shoes he
soft
was wearing.
boy.
He is a soft boy. He wouldn't fight Dalton.
He's a
Soy
pudgy boy.
boy.
Well, that's because Dalton loses
Pussy
control.
fuck.
Dalton loses control and kills people. So it's dangerous. It's risky.
Is that what he did? He killed a man in the ring?
No. Oh, well, yes, actually. He killed a man in the ring. The fight was stopped, and something snapped, and he went over and killed him.
Ken Shamrock.
right?
Ken Shamrock.
No, it wasn't Ken Shamrock.
No, I mean, that's what Ken Shamrock's gimmick was. He would lose control and lose matches.
well, in WWF.
He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Or
No,
knife
he
in
was
the
not.
drawers.
No,
Right, brain damage.
he
JR
was
used
not.
to say that a lot.
No, he was not. Okay, so that's Roadhouse. Let's talk about X-Men 97. Did you watch X-Men
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Wes?
I remember seeing, though, God, this kind of is a callback to what we were first saying. It was one of those cartoons that would be playing, but I never really cared about it.
Well, you know, it was one of those things that
But
was,
I knew who everybody was.
everybody liked it.
I just never
but
had
not
it.
everybody
But I
was a
guess
big fan.
I didn't
Yeah.
really always watch it in sequence, so I never really had any idea.
Well, it was hard to
what
watch
going
in sequence because eventually it got into, what do you call it?
Excuse me. Korean animation.
God damn it. What do you call it when they...
Syndication.
Syndication. They got into
Yeah.
syndication. They started playing them out of order. And then you're
on.
like, what the fuck's going on?
Okay, well, at least they didn't play it out of order on purpose like Clone Wars.
No, it definitely wasn't as bad as that. Great show, very true to the original. The storyline was great. The voice casting was great. The characters were great. No complaints about this fucking cartoon.
I hate it,
Good.
dude. It's ruining the legacy. I can't even watch the old ones anymore.
There's something wrong with
You
you.
just can't make that again in this day and age.
What's funny is
let it
they
be.
kept everything that you remember about the original show previously on X-Men.
I never saw Cyclops lower himself to the ground with his I-beam before.
Ooh.
That was fucking wild, and I gotta say, I was kind of
Yeah, I
impressed.
feel
with
like
that.
he'd just be busting a hole in the earth as he's
That's
going
what
down.
happened.
Ah,
He
nice.
lands in a crater.
Either that or he'd shoot his own feet off or break his
Well, I
neck
mean,
doing
he's
it.
flying through
He'd
the air.
start
I'm sure he's not
volcanoes.
standing
How's
up
he do-
like this,
I know, but how's
going
he,
like this. He's going fucking
how's
like a
he doing
fucking.
it then?
He's going head first down.
That would break your neck.
I'm sure he's practiced.
Sounds intense.
I feel like the weight of his feet would, if you're going like this and you start pushing that, your feet are going to go like that. Right?
You see what I got to deal with?
That's why I only show up once a month.
Storm was badass.
Her character arc is great. I can't wait to see what they do with it.
I can't believe they did that.
Not
going
going to give it. Don't give it away. Funny enough, if you've seen Age of Apocalypse, you've seen the first 2 episodes of the
Yeah,
show.
that was the thing too. I stopped watching those X-Men movies.
Jean Grey is pregnant with Cyclops.
No, not Age of
baby.
Age of Apocalypse, the movie, the
Oh.
comics.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
basically what they took a lot of this shit from the show from.
I don't want to see Magneto and Rogue get together.
That was from Age of Apocalypse. Yeah. Which, as I recall, is a very strange thing.
I feel like she's too old for him. I mean, he's too old for her.
Flip that. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. It was so good.
What's his 5-year plan? Don't die?
The Penguin. I put the trailer
Oh,
for the
that's the
Penguin
one I
on
forgot
there.
to
Yeah,
watch.
Penguin.
I knew there
Yeah.
was another one. Was that any
Which,
good?
I mean,
Did
yeah,
show
it was good, but I
anything?
mean, it was nothing you haven't already seen.
Oh, okay.
He had a pretty good speech in the trailer that I would recommend watching about. He refers to this gangster when he was coming up and how he was remembered. So it's kind of foreshadowing.
I never watched Joker, so.
Really?
But for me, it was like, I don't know. I guess
Joker was great.
I didn't really. That's what
It wasn't even a real
Yeah,
superhero.
that's what I was thinking too. It's not really.
Everybody
a
Yeah.
said, well, I was just. I
The hype.
guess my thought is
You're not a hype
they're
man.
making a whole movie about a villain.
Well,
low-key.
there is a lot. See, that's the thing, and we even talked about this. Is Joker is one of the few characters you can do a movie about
Yeah.
because there is so much there that people don't know, and you could kind of interpret in your own way because it hasn't really been written either. Only recently in comics are we learning about who the Joker was in his life before he was the Joker. Only now. So, like,
And the way that they do it in the movie and in the comics, where you can't believe what he's saying,
right,
when he tells his own story,
right,
Like
right.
I can't.
The
false
unreliable,
narrator. Yeah, there you go,
unreliable narrator.
there you go. Right. It's like, I'm going to say it happened like this because it makes me look good. Right.
That's the way I saw it.
And that's the thing about the Joker is it's a really complex character. And then, if nothing else, for the performance of Joaquin Phoenix.
Right.
I mean, that was just an incredible performance. Forget the fucking character. But yeah, that was great. You should watch that, Wes. It's really good.
But Penguin, that's Colin Farrell, right?
Yeah.
And didn't he already appear in?
Pattinson.
Yeah.
In the Batman. Yeah, Matt Reeves' Batman.
It's funny when you said Pattinson, man.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Well, I was talking about him yesterday to Bree, and I said the Twilight guy.
Twilight guy.
Yeah.
Sparkly vampire.
Did anybody watch Tenet? Did you ever see that movie?
I think I was the length of the film
That
intimidated
movie's
me.
it's good. It's really hard to follow, but it's fun.
It's kind of like Inception, right? A little bit.
Inception was, I feel like, easier to follow than Tenet.
Really?
Yeah. Tenet is
Well, they fuck with like time travel and shit, right?
yeah,
Like,
and Tenet's like but
Nolan, man,
it's just awesome.
he
So
goes
anyway,
to those
it's awesome.
places. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I was because I was listening to it yesterday as I was painting when you were talking about the Elizabeth Debicki or whatever, and you were like the Golden Girl from
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians. She's in that. And that was
Okay.
that, and because I remember seeing that, I remember watching that movie and going, "That's what she looks like when she's not covered in gold paint."
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize her because the only thing I've ever seen her in was Guardians.
I saw Ghostbusters 2 and liked it.
Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire you saw in the theater.
Ghostbusters 4, my bad.
It's like
I
I've seen
know
Ghost-
that makes I mean, I
So
I
let's talk about it. What? Tell me. Go.
It's good. I enjoyed
I
it.
mean-
I mean, if you like Ghostbusters, you like this movie.
You mentioned to me if you were a fan of Afterlife, it's pretty much along those same lines
Yeah.
of quirkiness.
They introduced Kumail Nanjiani as a little character. He's funny.
Who's
he-
that?
The guy who played Dinesh in Silicon Valley.
Oh
and
yeah.
the Immortals.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
is that
yeah,
what it
yeah.
was?
He's funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
He kind of plays like a Rick Moranis
it's
kind of
Eternals.
role.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Close enough. Sorry.
He interacts.
Who is he? Is he like a
He's
employee
a
of
guy.
the bookstore?
He's a guy who inherits an artifact and tries to sell it off, and ends up being like part of a line in a dynasty
okay.
of fire masters.
Gotcha.
But it's funny when like Bill Murray's like interviewing him to find out if he's possessed or not. And he's,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
remi-
my
it's
God,
the
I can
old
only
days.
imagine.
He keep throwing a pin at him. It's like, stop throwing things at me.
Bill Murray, goddamn.
And seeing Paul Rudd interact with Dan Aykroyd and stuff,
Yeah.
making jokes was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
They made Winston Zedmore like the head of research and like a millionaire and owns all
yeah.
this.
Well,
Well,
they
they
kind of
introduced
called
that
to
at the
that
end.
in the last movie that he was like this big wealthy.
That was a post-credit
They
scene.
got
right.
Zedmore
Yeah.
research and stuff.
Was Annie Potts in it?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's in it. Yeah, everybody but Rick. They cannot get Rick back into Hollywood.
I thought it was funny when they had the mayor
get it.
out.
I thought this might have been the thing that might have got him back in.
Well, they'll make a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids again.
I think that's the only way they're going to get him back is if they do that.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids: The Resurrection of Antie.
And they are.
They'll take it. They'll time machine back and stop the.
Took me a minute to know you were talking about.
Stop the scorpion from killing the ant, and then it'll make
terrible scene.
It'll make my childhood better.
What a terrible scene. Yeah.
I killed ants.
Not like that.
Not like that. Not a little heroic one.
Not by grabbing him by the throat with your
That
fucking.
was brutal.
It was brutal. It was
that
bad.
ant was trying to save those kids.
Well, I remember asking my mom and dad, I'm like, are there fucking scorpions in our yard?
No shit. I remember thinking the same thing too. Like, they're not in the fucking desert. This is bullshit.
It's an invasive species, dude.
All right, we're talking about more that we watched this week as we get into the show. Let's take care of our RIPs. We did lose a really big time character actor. You've probably seen him in something. Emmett Walsh. He was in Blade Runner, Blood Simple. He was in Harry and the Hendersons.
I think he was in a little bit of Sons of Anarchy too.
Really?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
He had a bit role in Wild Wild West. He was the train operator. If you remember that movie.
Kooky. I didn't see.
He was a kooky
movie.
fuck. Yeah, he played every week. He played Barry Allen's father in the '90s Flash TV series.
Who was he in Blade Runner?
He was like Descartes' kind of buddy that he talked to like.
I've never seen it.
I need to go back and watch it again.
God damn. Well, then why the fuck are you asking me? Go watch the movie?
Because I know who Edward James Olmos is in that movie.
Yes.
And
Harrison Ford?
Yeah, I know who Harrison Ford is. Who else?
Sean Young. Rutger Hauer. What's her name? Splash. Fucking what's her name?
Daryl Hannah. Then there was the kooky little toy making guy or whatever. So I was just trying to think. I was like, I don't know. I need to go watch it again.
Did you watch the new one?
Yeah, I like the new one. Because it kind of made more sense than the original.
I didn't watch the new one.
You did not?
No, I have, and I own it.
So that was the reason why I haven't seen Dune 2. I'll probably just wait and stream it. But it was the same director. So the guy who did Blade Runner 2049. Right. So when I found out he was doing Dune, I was like,
fucking
okay.
Ridley Scott.
The sequel to the second Blade Runner, the 2049. That director.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That director is the same guy that's doing the Dune movies. Yeah. So I just I think I'm all in with that guy. He's like my new Michael Mann. If I see that he's going to direct that, I'm going to watch it.
Man, there was nothing like going to a Michael Mann movie. God, during his time.
It's the only reason I started watching Tokyo Vice.
Miami Vice,
because he
Collateral,
was like executive producer.
He fucking goddamn, he's got a fucking resume that's
Last
stellar.
of the Mohicans even, which is all right.
I mean, you can go on all day, you know. Anyway, all our best to Emmett Walsh. He was a great character actor in a lot of stuff, and I know he will be missed.
You think he was in any horror movies?
Probably.
He has the looks. We kind of already talked about X-Men 97, but it did debut with a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. 2 episodes dropped.
They also have Bishop on the team with short hair.
Yeah, and he's just here now. Like when I watched,
thing's broken though.
Is it broke? Okay, I must have missed that part. Right, and last I heard, he went back. So I don't know what the fuck. Cal Dodd is the voice of Wolverine, which I got his autograph right there behind you, Wes. Other side. On one of my action figures there from 97. Like you said, Cyclops has a really prominent role, and
they showed Storm being badass, dude. She has tornadoes and the lightning's turning the sand to glass, and she pulls
actually
all the
makes sense
up, dude, and just destroys them. They're like, Omega threat detected, Omega threat detected.
Yeah, they're freaking out. I mean, they're like, oh my god, Omega level threat. So anyway, if you haven't watched those new episodes, I don't know when it drops. Probably Monday or Tuesday, I would say. What?
Same time it did.
But I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Thursday, I think, is when it
Comic
dropped.
Book Day.
Comic Book Day.
Thursday is Invincible Day.
Thursdays, I think it comes out on Thursday.
That was Halo Day.
Because of the success of X-Men 97, the Marvel Studio executives, I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. Marvel Studio executives are now considering rebooting other Marvel 90s cartoon series like Spider-Man, Iron Man.
That's just some terrible looking animation, though.
Don't you think-
Not Cyclops.
Look at that pose Spider-Man's
Dude,
making right
the
there.
Iron Man looks like the C-3PO in Spaceball.
Dot Matrix.
Dot Matrix?
Yeah, it looks like Dot's face, and it looks like Spider-Man's got a goiter.
A what?
One of those big throat cancer things.
I think you said I didn't know what, a glitter or something.
It looks like a glitter.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Put
man.
this image on the fucking video
It
feed.
looks like something's definitely wrong with
Yeah,
it.
His face looks a little Mr. Potato-y.
It's
It
like,
looks a
is
little
that his
wonky.
knee or his arm?
That was Screen Rant. They chose a stupid fucking
Well,
thing.
it's hard to put together photos because everybody's got
It's not
copyrights.
that hard.
No, it's not that hard.
God.
Yeah, that's ridiculous looking. I would love to see a Spider-Man reboot or any of those old Marvel shows. They really didn't. They weren't real faithful to the comic books in terms of like Iron Man, especially. I mean, that was more in line with the video games at the time than it was the comics that they were
I don't
writing.
remember Iron Man cartoon.
Again, nothing that you would expect. That's how it started. He appeared in a Spider-Man episode, and it was so popular they gave him his own series, which was not very good. Same for the Hulk. He had a series in the 90s too, short-lived.
Hulks.
So it's just cool that it's cool and it's kind of sad because they're having to go back to fucking the well here to get good content that people like. And it's like it just further cements that we lived during the greatest generation of TV and film there was. Thoughts?
I mean, it is what it is. It's just all retreads.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll keep our eyes open in case any of the other shows do end up in development over at Disney. But I would imagine that if X-Men '97 keeps doing well, that probably will be on the way. So I asked Christian about this off camera, and you said you felt that it was more of a critical thing that Ghostbusters is getting online hate than fans. You think it's fans will like it?
Yeah, I see a lot of
If they
stories
like-
with
yeah.
people giving it bad reviews, and then the comments are all like, whatever, I enjoyed it, I liked it. I'm going to see it again.
I mean, why does that always happen? You know, I mean, it's like critics kill movies before they even get released.
Contrarian critics. I was thinking about this when I was looking at the rundown. I used to subscribe to Entertainment Weekly in the 90s, and there were like 2 film critics. And this one, if it wasn't like an Oscar bait movie, right? If it wasn't Schindler's List or
King
Saving
Richard,
Private
yeah.
Ryan or then she shit all over it. If it was,
Like, it has
if
to
it
make
was,
you think.
if, yeah,
It has to change
yeah,
your
she
heart.
the only thing she ever wanted, and only gave were those things. The ones were like, let's make this movie just so it'll win a bunch of fucking Academy Awards, which used to make me so angry.
Let's make a movie that
for the
changes
longest
the
time.
world, dude.
A Beautiful Mind. And then there was a guy that was like, he was just cool. If it was action, if it was horror, if it was fantasy, he just told you, I mean, I don't know. So yeah, why are they assholes?
I mean, it's just
To get clicks, I guess. It's not to sell papers anymore.
Certainly not, and it's like it's almost like the critics know what the filmmakers are trying to do and that they're trying to tap into that nostalgia, and they're shitting on it because they know.
They're like, stop giving the fans what they want.
Yeah,
Give us something that challenges
There you
us.
go. Right. It's like, oh, well, they're making another fucking Batman, or they're making another fucking Superman, or another Ghostbusters movie without actually watching the movie.
Yeah, it's like it's pain. Then don't review it. Then only review Oppenheimer.
Right. I agree.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I mean, which was kind of crazy. Like I said, I was listening to NPR and Justin Chang reviews Roadhouse, which I never would have thought I would have heard on anything. But anyway, no, what's the fucking point? Just don't. I remember reading about, like, I think Roger Ebert, and when they did Transformers,
He was the fucking worst.
And he was like,
He was the fucking worst.
It was if you could go into your kitchen and pull out all your pots and pans and have your grandchildren just banging them around for 2 hours, and it would be as good as Transformers. It was like, okay, one, that's pretty funny and a very funny description, but that couldn't have been further from the truth.
That couldn't have been.
I would have said, take your silverware drawer out and just throw it around your room. That would be more like Transformers.
But yeah, man, just stop. Who cares? But also, again, there's big money in being a contrarian.
A lot of hate. You gotta spread the hate.
Yeah. Let's polarize every single thing ever.
It's just sad, It's just sad I feel bad for McKenna Grace, and because she's a really good in those movies, in those Ghostbuster movies.
Her plot was kind of dumb.
In this one?
Yeah,
I like the mom.
I mean,
she's
it's
in
just
the
she's
Leftovers.
good.
It's just,
Is she?
It's just pretty a thing you've seen before, where she meets a ghost and becomes friends with it, but the ghost betrays her because she's actually working for the big bad.
Well, it's like Exorcist. There you go.
And she's like, I trusted the
Captain
wrong
Howdy.
person.
Captain Howdy was a fucker. Yeah. He betrayed her ass.
Yeah, but this ghost was like a hot chick, dude.
The ghost was a hot chick?
I think so. I think she was a
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing
chick.
it.
Did you jump when the lion almost killed Dan Aykroyd outside the library?
I was in the bathroom for that.
God. So have you seen this too?
That was in the trailer.
I didn't know. So yeah, that's the thing. I was kind of telling Bree that I've not watched any trailer for it.
Good.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
I think I'm
But
nowadays.
you should go see it if you're not
I
going to watch
was-
the trailer.
You saw
I
the
was-
last one, right?
I think I'd rather watch a teaser. Yeah, I saw Afterlife. I
Yeah.
think I own Afterlife. I've watched it several times. It's great.
It's great.
But I think I'd rather watch teasers than trailers.
Yeah.
Like, not if you're ready to move on and talk about it, but the Beetlejuice teaser, that was perfect.
Was
It
perfect.
showed too much Jenna Ortega.
She was riding a bike just like her
Again.
mom.
Her mom rode a bike too. I don't remember that.
Yeah, Lydia rode a bike. I
Yeah, she rode a bike.
think it was at the end of it.
I was thinking
The end of the film.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Catherine, not the Lydia.
Well, Jenna Ortega's Lydia's mom.
I didn't think. I thought
Is,
when I think of mom, I think
She's
of
a
that mom.
deets.
So is,
Catherine O'Hara.
I was
is
thinking of her
Jeffrey
grandmother.
Jones dead?
He's in
Is that
jail.
the premise? And he's not in jail anymore.
No, I mean he's a pedophile. But, I mean,
is he? Are you talking? Is the actor dead?
Is Jeffrey Jones dead?
I don't know. You want to
Is
Google
he
it?
still alive? I
mean, I
he was
remember
such
why-
a big part of that first one. Of course, I understand they wouldn't have
Right,
him
he
in
kind of
this
fell
one.
out of favor.
Yeah, no shit. In the worst way possible.
He got canceled.
Before that was a thing.
He just kind of got quietly swept under the rug.
Quietly
he
as
is
fuck.
77 years old.
He's still alive.
Yes.
So they could have had him in it.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
Again.
you're gonna get some.
That's
You're
going
gonna
to
get some
immediately
flack.
kill
Right.
half your audience.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you.
People just canceling each other. Did you watch The Dark Side of the Ring this week? Was it another dud?
It wasn't. I mean, it should have been about the Freebirds, but it ended up being more about Terry Gordy.
Yeah.
What's that on?
Vice.
Okay.
But I think they put it on Hulu as well.
Okay.
It's that one
I
of
didn't
those
know. I wasn't.
Because they've been doing that for a long
next
time,
day
right?
deals. That's
I didn't.
like
I
5
didn't know
seasons
about
of
the
that.
guy. I didn't know about Terry Gordy, about how he overdosed and on a plane and
Yeah.
afterwards
That was
just
it.
effed up.
Yeah.
Apparently he had like, brain damage, but he's still wrestling stuff. But they were like, his light was in his eyes. His soul was gone, dude.
He's basically wrestling brain dead, essentially. But I mean, it's still a great show, and you still hear lots of great stories from the old timers that were in the industry before it is the way it is now, which is why I watch it. All right, there is a new report that Aaron Taylor Johnson, the guy from Kick-Ass, Godzilla, Savages, Kraven the Hunter.
His old wife. People were giving
Tenet.
him a hard time about the age difference between him and his old wife.
How old
Is
is
he
his
another
wife?
one of those guys?
I don't know. She's older than him, like 10 years, 13
She robbing the
years.
cradle?
I don't know, dude.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is a guy with an old wife. It's not. Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know. In my head, I was just thinking young wife thing, like Jerry Seinfeld and
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Jake Gyllenhaal going after the young ones.
Yeah, that's even worse. There are new reports that Aaron Taylor Johnson has been offered the role of James Bond following the departure of Daniel Craig in the role. Now, we have discussed this already. He is British. Didn't know that, but he is.
He's on that money train. He's pretty English.
He is. He's making a lot of money. There's no doubt about
I
it.
meant the movie. Isn't that what that movie was called?
Money Train was with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson.
Well, what's the one that he's in with the train? Brad Pitt's in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
God damn
Yeah, I
it.
don't know, but I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it.
It's not Money Train.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez.
Under Siege 2 was on a train.
Really? It was on a.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you watched it. It was on TV.
They'll just reboot that one.
We
He's on
talked
Under
about
Siege.
Switchback, which had a train in it.
I did see Switchback.
I bought it. It was
'Cause
$5.
that was Danny Glover as a serial killer, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Oh.
which was
Loved it.
weird because it's like Danny Glover is a bad guy.
I liked it. I like it when it comes out of nowhere. I think it's the best kind.
I don't know.
What
I
the
just
fuck
never
was
saw it.
that? Bullet Train?
Maybe that was what it was called.
Something like that.
But
Definitely wasn't Money Train.
sounded like Smoking Aces on a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It was fun, though.
How do you all feel about Aaron
What?
as Bond? Do you
Sure.
think that would work? I mean, you guys aren't real big Bond people.
Yeah,
right?
no, I don't really.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter to me. Who
I love
plays
Bond. I love Bond. So, I mean, I could see it. I could see it.
Bring back Timothy Dalton.
Pierce Brosnan.
I watched Goldeneye the other day.
I watched Seraphim Falls that had Liam Neeson and
I
Pierce
watched
Brosnan
that.
in it.
I remember watching
It
that.
didn't end. It should have ended. It just kept going and going and going.
I don't remember
I
anything
wish I
about
knew.
it other than I watched it. I feel like rented it from Blockbuster maybe.
Pierce Brosnan burned down Liam Neeson's family's house, and his mom went
During the Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then he was hunting Pierce Brosnan down, but Pierce Brosnan was a badass who just kept killing everybody. And Pierce Brosnan, the scene of the movie, hid inside a dead horse and comes out and grabs somebody and puts a knife to their throat.
God damn.
Yeah, dude.
I remember this that was a recent movie, right?
No.
It was on Netflix. It's from some
old.
years
I mean,
ago.
how
I think
old is it?
90s, man. I
Really?
think late 90s.
I don't know.
Damn.
Could have been early 2000s. It's old. It's
So
over,
Pierce
it's over
Brosnan
20
is
years
still
old.
your Bond.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldeneye was my Bond.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go back and watch the Daniel Craig ones.
Daniel Craig ones were good, man.
I think I watched Casino Royale, right?
Everybody
That was his
watched
first.
Casino Royale because he was.
But
the
I didn't
Bond.
really like it.
Why?
don't
Oh,
know.
you told me because he did a bunch of the parkour shit,
Not
and you were not a
maybe
fan
at the
of that.
time. I don't know. I just remember it seemed
And
all
then
over
the card
place.
playing.
And there was testicular torture, too,
It was
right?
all over the place. I'll go back and watch them again. I don't know.
You
I
know,
was-
GQ does a YouTube video series where actors sit down and talk about their most memorable roles. And Mads Mikkelsen was on there for one of them and was talking about
Smacking balls.
that ball scene with the rope and how uncomfortable it was and how Daniel Craig was just fucking laughing about it while they were doing it. It was fucking great.
all right, that sounds fun. I wanted Idris Elba. But he's.
I would have
already-
loved. He's
already
past
too
it. It's
old,
too late.
and then
Yeah, they
everybody
fucked
got
that
mad
up.
because they didn't want a black Bond.
Again.
so-
I would like to see a black Bond before I'd be. This may sound racist. Before I'm ready to see a fucking black Superman.
What about Asian Bond, dude?
Same thing. Because Bond is international. I mean, it's like, it's not.
We should make him an Indian Muslim.
It
Gay.
would work against
Gay.
any
What about
any
gay
race.
Bond, dude?
That would work. Any of it would work. That's the great thing about Bond is he's a character where you could literally put fucking Wes in there as Bond and it would work
Zip's got to put his
Yeah.
West agenda in everything.
I wouldn't be,
all the time.
I wouldn't be into all the
Women and
gunplay
drinking.
and
You drink alcohol like
theatrics
Bond,
and
though.
climbing up buildings
Well,
and
you'd have a
stuff.
martini.
I'd be a good spy in the background, though.
Yeah.
I'm unassuming.
You are unassuming.
He'd ask
I'm-
for
I'm-
a...
You
'cause
blend.
Quickly approaching fat middle-aged American. Well, just the
Quickly
middle-aged.
approaching.
Just the middle-aged part. We make the best spies. Slightly overweight. Middle-aged.
Oh
I'm
shit!
extremely overweight.
I'm very overweight. And have been.
Morbidly even.
Yep.
You are morbidly.
It's gonna be the death of me.
obese. Yeah.
Anyways.
This is a great fun conversation. Let's keep it rolling now.
Everybody
Yeah,
dies.
everybody dies.
That's a wrestler's catchphrase.
Who?
Lance Archer.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I found out the other day watching it.
No, cool. You remember the Smile horror movie, Christian, where the bitch had the crazy smile?
Kevin Bacon's daughter. Wes tells
Yeah,
us.
Wes
Kevin
tells,
Bacon's daughter.
which now makes so much sense because she's so fugly.
Don't say it.
What? She's fugly?
That's mean. You're gonna hurt her feelings.
If you're listening, I will give you a personal apology if you come on the podcast.
That would be so awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes. Sometimes I wonder, like, Batiste will call me, and be like, hey.
He sent you that
I don't
email.
think he'd call you. I think he'd show up and kick your fucking door down.
I
Like
mean,
Kevin
I think he's
Smith
too
and
busy like
Silent
that.
Bob. I mean, Jay and Silent Bob.
Silent Bob.
Kevin Smith and Silent Bob. Both of them.
I guess there is a sequel to Smile 2
Of course.
that
Need
is
to
so
watch
terrifying that it made it star Lucas Gage sick to his stomach on set.
He's got a grin right there. I wouldn't quite call that a smile.
Well, I don't
Shit-eating.
think
Smirk,
it's
maybe?
Shit-eating
that's a
me
smirk.
even.
Yeah,
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
Russ anime.
that's the prequel to Smile. Smirk.
I
Did you
like
watch
that.
the Smile movie?
Yeah,
Was
I own it.
Was it terrifying?
It was scarier than your normal everyday fucking
Maybe I
horror
need to
movie.
watch it.
It had this big demon in it.
The concept. Well, yeah,
smile
that was
demon
fun.
Was
thing.
it as scary as Hereditary?
No, absolutely
As long
not.
as it's not that scary.
No, it was not nearly as scary as Hereditary or fucking
It's a curse.
Witch.
God,
So-
I
Witch
didn't
is
think
not
the-
scary.
Yeah, it's not scary,
It's stupid.
Witch
but it's
freaked me
awesome.
out.
No,
stupid.
man.
Witch freaked me
They
out.
need to make a sequel to that called Black Phillip.
Called boring, Philip.
The Witch 2, Black Phillip Phillips.
Lord.
Scene stealer.
The quote, if you
Go
loved
eat
the
it.
first movie, you're going to love this one.
gonna
It's
make
so
you smile.
terrifying. It's the first time I've ever been on a set where I was genuinely afraid and I actually got sick to my stomach.
But he didn't actually vomit, so don't make jokes about that. He just was like,
Yeah, he
just dry heave the whole time he was
There
on.
There
she
she
is.
is.
There
Ew.
she
Who is
is. Look
That's
at how.
bacon.
That's-
Look at that jaw.
Look at that.
Oh,
shit there.
don't. Oh, I didn't know he was going to do this. That's like from Always Sunny when one of them pulls out like a laser pointer and starts pointing at the woman's body.
Well, no, I think I talked about this when Smile came out. They just made her look so bad. And I'm not even talking about like after she starts losing her mind. I'm talking about like in the beginning.
Some people look bad. I mean, it is.
That's kind of what I'm
I
saying,
see
Wes.
I see a lot of bad looking people 9 to 5.
That's drugs, though, dude. That's those hard
yeah,
drugs.
let's just put the podcast on pause. Let's pausecast.
Let's
and
put-
start driving down 6th Avenue. You won't go a
Let's pause.
you
gas.
won't go a block.
Why don't we just go door to door
You
and
know,
find out how
this
many
is
uglies
awful,
we can
though,
find,
and
dude?
This will cost me an election at some point. I like to in my head call them mercenaries. And as I see them walking around, I'm like, and then when there's a group, I'm like, they got a whole fire team right there.
Jeez,
And then
they've
I
seen
imagine,
some action.
I
dude.
imagine that in like their luggage or their shopping carts, there's just an arsenal like Desperado and his guitar case full of guns. So it's fun. It's fun for me
Oh my God.
to imagine what kind of job they're about
I'm
to take
imagining
on.
them opening up their fucking shopping carts.
Like I did see a guy legit carrying
Oh,
around a
yes.
guitar case, and I wanted to ask him what kind of guns he got in there, but I didn't. It's just a little game I play in my head. Mercenaries, guns for hire, and
That is some of the funniest shit.
It's my coping mechanism.
Pull over. Are you guys on mission?
No, it's because it's better to dream it up in my head about where they're going to go. And then that's even, when it's a group, then it's like, oh, something's about to go down. Like, they're going to go topple a regime somewhere.
They've got their encampments, dude.
Yeah,
Their bases of
That's,
operation.
and the helicopters come and pick them up.
Jesus
They
Christ.
they get swept out of town by flamethrowers.
They just disappear. They show up and disappear. Nobody ever suspects them.
Hide down on the riverbank.
Nobody ever sees them coming.
Those drugs they're injecting is actually super serum. They're becoming super
they're all a
soldiers.
bunch of
Laughed
Captain
that
Americas.
fucking hard in many, many, many weeks. God damn. That was
They've got them all under their big coats. That's just guns under there.
So if you're listening, everyone, if you ever see somebody and you feel sorry for them, just imagine a backstory where they're a mercenary, and then you'll feel better.
Oh, Wes.
Mercenaries on a hard time, dude.
Some of them, hey, it's a hard it's a rough trade.
Roughnecks.
Rico's roughnecks.
Oh my God.
Maybe they time travel. Maybe that's it. They've seen some shit on some other planets fighting spiders.
God, I don't know.
Well, Smile 2. I'm gonna have to watch the first Smile.
Yeah, the first one is definitely worth watching. I mean, it's unique.
I want to go find out some mercenaries' histories, dude.
We've lost Christian.
I remember when Zip.
now he's engulfed.
When Zip used to interview people on his Marshall show.
The up late?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I wasn't the interviewer.
Did
I
he
was
have
I was
some
the co-host.
mercenaries?
I feel
on
like
there?
it was like a Zip on the streets.
Yeah, man,
I
on
was
the
gonna say what
situation.
the. Oh yeah, I did do a lot of the on the
you
street.
were great.
Yeah, I did do a lot of that. You can find those clips on YouTube still.
Yeah.
Dude, he was like a
Is
mercenary.
that guy?
on the
Is
street.
that guy that was the host? Is he a listener of the podcast?
He says he's listened to it and he really enjoys it. He lives in Orlando now and works for like a big.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
You both are incredible. You have the same thought.
Oh man.
No, he does not work for Nickelodeon.
Either that or Universal, right?
He works for one of the athletic companies, NFL, MLB, one of the.
Oh, wow. Cool. Good for him.
Videographer. He's very successful. And I did connect with Jamie about a year ago after I hadn't talked to him since I graduated college. And he's doing great. Family's doing great. So, yeah, shout out if he does listen. He says he listened once or twice, but he's always busy.
Maybe he'll get him back. Get the hooks back in.
Maybe. I am not a big Doctor Who person.
Never watched a single episode.
Me neither.
But I know some of the Doctor
A lot
Who's.
of geek. Well, yeah, I know some of them. A lot of viewers and geeks that listen to our show are fans of Doctor Who, so I wanted to make sure I included this. There
Like
is a
who?
new trailer.
Name one.
I don't know who all listens.
You made it
Some
seem
chicks,
like you made it
maybe?
seem like you knew somebody that wanted to hear Doctor Who.
You just don't.
Drop
was
us a
just
line
curious.
if you
So-
watch Doctor Who.
We want
then
to know. We
nobody
want to know who
listens. Don't
Zip
drop
is
me a
talking
line.
about.
Nobody
I
listens.
don't even know where the webpage is.
We don't have one.
PODOMATIC.com. Podomatic
/
GeekZip.
Oh, hey, does Podomatic have an
GeekZip
app?
podcast. Yes, it does.
I need to get it.
Yep.
Because Google Podcast is going away.
Well, you can do Apple or Amazon too,
All right, here's my thing with Amazon.
or Spotify.
If I hit like in my car, plug my phone in, and if I'm listening to a podcast on Amazon and I hit a bump and it disconnects my phone, then it'll start playing music and stop playing the podcast. That's why I stopped listening to podcasts on Amazon. Now maybe they fixed it. It was my whole reason to listen to Google's like.
Why does your phone respond to bumps?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
So I have to
It's
plug
like,
it
what,
in.
it's like a CD?
I've got
What
to
the hell's
I've
going
got
on
to plug
there?
my phone into my car to get the full effect. To have the GPS.
Well,
come
that's
up
what
on my,
most people have to do.
Yeah, well, so sometimes
So
I
it's
hit
a
up,
USB connection.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, so yeah, I have to have a
That's
USB
different.
connection.
That's a data connection. So yeah, if you
So I hit a
It's just
bump.
loose.
you need a new wire is what you need.
Probably,
Yeah.
or a new phone is even more, or even a new car.
Maybe you need a new everything.
Why not? Anyways, so but I never had that problem with Google Podcasts. I had a bump, and then it, if there was an interruption, then it would go right back to playing the podcast.
YouTube, we do the YouTube podcast now, which is actually just the show on YouTube with our cover image.
Yeah.
Even though we have the video feed too,
So you do that on purpose.
I'm gonna get.
They say to do it, Christian.
Okay, I was just curious if it was.
Google said their podcasts are going away
Yeah,
and that we need to migrate over to YouTube podcasts. I just
Sure.
do what I'm told.
Okay, I just didn't know. I thought maybe we were accidentally uploading it twice.
But I don't know.
But the podcast episode is not our video feed. It's just the cover image with the show.
I know.
So you could do that.
Okay. I don't know. It kind of bums me out. It's a smooth interface.
With Amazon?
No,
it's just
with Google.
bullshit, dude. When things don't
Google,
work
man.
like that.
Yeah. It's just a smoother interface, easier to use.
Well, they're worried about getting sued with privacy.
I
It
listen to
saves
this.
where I leave off.
Yeah.
Fly on the wall, car talk.
But what? There's a new Doctor Who.
There's a new Doctor Who. I can't say his name. Not going to try it.
Nakudi Gamata.
Okay.
Gatwa.
Nice.
Where did you get Gamata from?
I can't see well.
Here.
You know, I had a dream, and I was getting quizzed on something, and I was looking at they had all this writing on the word wall, but I could only make out one word, and so I said that, and then they were laughing at me like, "Why did you say that?" And I was like, "That was the only word I could read. All the rest of them were too blurry." I'm sorry.
Would you all like to see a Happy Gilmore 2?
No.
Bob Barker's not going to be in it,
But they'll make it anyway.
and neither's Chubbs. Well, it could be a send-off for Chubbs, dude.
He already died in the first one.
I know, that's why it's a tribute to him.
That'll be the
For
last
Chubbs.
for our friend Carl.
You got it down, buddy.
I'd watch it just
Except
for
in
that,
Afterlife, it makes me cry.
Happy Gilmore star Christopher McDonald, who played Shooter McGavin, has teased that Adam Sandler recently told him there was a first draft of a script for a Happy Gilmore 2 and that he's actually seen it. So,
I
again,
could see Netflix pumping that out.
I mean, Adam Sandler pretty much owns Netflix. They'll do whatever he wants. So, yeah, I could totally see
if he
that.
owns Happy Gilmore.
Well, I think that Happy Madison Productions are the ones that did it, so they probably do own all the fucking rights to it. So,
We'll do Billy Madison too, dude.
of all the movies that I would like to see a sequel, this would be the one. Don't you think? I mean, like say take Waterboy, Billy Madison, Big Daddy, Happy Gilmore,
Wedding Singer.
and Wedding Singer. Well, I mean, Wedding Singer, I might want to see a sequel to that, but
Just more 80s. Maybe in the 90s, Wedding Singer.
that's what I was thinking. Kind of take it a step further, or even go backwards,
Oh.
late 70s.
When he was in high school.
Yeah.
dude.
Wes is thinking. I can't wait to hear
Trying
his
to think.
response.
I don't know. Maybe Happy Gilmore is the only one of those that.
You could really do.
Yeah, I mean, because like
The other
kind
ones
of
all
it was
got
running
wrapped
all
up
through.
so
Like,
well.
yeah, I don't see how you're going to do a sequel to Billy Madison, or unless it's like Billy Madison needs to get a college degree in a week. Waterboy, he couldn't be a coach because he was too dumb to do anything else other than tackle.
That might be kind of funny, though.
I get.
Do you remember the coach from fucking
He
Waterboy?
wasn't the head. The head coach
The
was.
head coach was fucking nuts.
Yeah. So maybe I
He
don't
had
know.
a tattoo of Roy Orbison on his ass.
What Mama don't know won't hurt her.
But he was just coach of the Mud Dogs.
Yeah.
They were a small
My-
team.
my-
Water
thoughts on-
sucks.
My thoughts on Happy
that one coach was scary. The bad coach.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that his head turns into a puppy.
A baby too.
Which
right?
which I've never seen.
God.
I've never seen Morrison
And
laugh
you
as hard as he
remember
did
the
at that.
kicker, the black kicker in that movie was
Yeah.
in Walking Dead.
Yeah,
He was the guy who they ate his leg.
Tainted
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah, tainted meat. He's the tainted meat. He's also in The Wire.
who was he in The Wire?
He was in he's D'Angelo Barksdale in The
These
Wire.
nuts.
D. But okay, it's in Happy Gilmore 2, if you fast forward it and he's had a career like John Daly,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, why not? Make him like, here's Happy Gilmore. He's nuts.
Somehow he's got to do a tournament
smoking
for something.
a cigarette, and he's
Still
out-
hitting the ball like
yeah,
he
he's
does.
out. There's
a new
John
guy in
Daly
town.
was gripping and ripping,
or Shooter McGavin's fucking son or some shit.
and
Or Shooter. I mean, he comes back like somehow. and
yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
I would
Why
love to
not?
see that.
Dude, they're buddies and they open a golf club together and it's like Caddyshack.
There you go.
I like that. I like that. Okay, we're over time at this point, so I cut down some of the stories. You can always check out what we post online by heading on over to our Facebook page. Just search GeekZip with 2 P's.
Holy shit, we are overtime.
Gina Carano.
It's like real talk. I mean, real time going into overtime. Is that what it's called? Real time with Bill Maher?
Real Time with Bill Maher, and
Yeah.
then Overtime.
Yeah.
That's right. Gina Carano, who was, of course, the star of the first season of The Mandalorian. What was her name in that show? I can't remember.
Cara Thrace. Starbuck. No,
What?
that was Battlestar.
Cara Dune? Cara Dune.
Cara Dune, yeah. Somewhere I was going to say
You were
Wes is
close,
close.
yeah.
I was going to say Wes is close,
Yeah,
but
but
I don't think that's
I knew
it.
I was dropping a Battlestar reference.
She has no regrets.
No regrets
No
is what
regrets.
she says.
She's true to herself. She's true to her feelings.
Again, it was political.
All the censors.
Yeah,
Leave
it
me
was.
be,
It
dude.
was. It was fucked up, and Disney should not have done it. I am a firm believer of the First Amendment. I don't really care what your politics are. That's the great thing about this country. is
Yeah,
that
but if you
can
say
talk
stuff
about it.
embarrassing, Disney's going to fire your ass.
Doesn't matter.
Well, and I still wasn't
It's
it,
embarrassing
like
to
she wasn't
Disney.
really fired. It was just the contract was up. But here's the thing.
I
too.
don't know the. I haven't read the suit, and I don't know the circumstances.
But anybody can file a lawsuit. And then when you're a person with money, any lawyer is going to take your case. So just a person filing a lawsuit don't mean shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Elon Musk has her back, dude.
Well, great. Good for him.
It's free
He's the
speech for
best.
life.
I'd never say anything bad about him.
He's our genius leader.
He is our messiah.
He makes a real damn cool truck that
Not
does
really.
that does all of the things he promised it would do.
Does
Not
it
really.
fly through the air?
It's bulletproof.
You ever see that video
It's
where
all
somebody...
terrain. I'm just blowing the smoke up his ass just the way he wants
Did
it.
you see the video of somebody throwing like a ball at the window after he said it was bulletproof and it just breaks?
Yes, it's on YouTube. God,
Dude,
that's
it's like
funny.
Silicon Valley
They're
stuff.
at one of those
Yeah.
like fuck it, where the car's up on a stage, and it's like that is fucking probably one of the funniest clips I've seen in the last year was of that truck, and then throwing
It's got bulletproof.
Cybertruck.
He renders me speechless and broken.
That's not what you were going to say. Let's talk about the Acolyte trailer.
Looking forward to it.
Carrie Ann Moss was whooping all kinds of ass.
That's who that was?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like Matrix.
Trinity. Yep.
Trinity from
Now
that's-
she uses the
buddy of
Force.
mine said Trinity a Jedi. I'm in.
She
I was
already
like,
was, basically.
that makes sense.
It looks like the Jedi's getting their ass whooped by somebody, dude.
So this happens,
It happens.
during the High Republic
Yeah.
of Star Wars, correct?
Right.
The low
From
Republic.
what I understand.
Like when the Republic is at its peak, when things are about as good as they can be, and this is the story of the first Sith, right?
Like the 90s, dude. It's like our 90s. The High Republic.
The
of
Old
90s.
Republic? The High Republic? Well, I guess the High Republic.
Is the Old Republic
Old
considered the High
I don't
Republic?
know.
I don't know.
I'm ready for a clean start with no callbacks to anything.
A lot of
other than
people are
robes
saying
and
that.
lightsabers.
Right,
No,
right.
dude, she's the original Skywalker.
Don't have a young Yoda in it or
No.
anything like that. Don't even have a Yoda, like whatever species.
Yeah.
Don't try to introduce their home world like, oh, this is where all the Yodas are from.
It's going to have baby R2-D2 in it, dude.
Just
Baby Chewie.
Clean slate. It's a universe that is fun. Let's start over.
It's all
So
going to
you
take
think
place.
there's just too much shit right now?
I just want to move away from
Those
the
first
old
originals?
stuff.
Let's
get back
the
into sci-fi we haven't
Skywalkers.
seen, dude.
Even like Mandalorian's awesome, but I'm ready for everything with the Empire going away, the Republic coming back, the new. I'm just ready for it to be over with.
They're so stupid. You hate to see it. And you're like,
No,
move past it.
I'm just burnt out.
How did you feel about the First Order?
It's kind of a bummer. I mean that the way that the movies end, that Jedi ends on such a high note, and then it's like we're right back into the shit all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always it's just like
Real life.
Like Nazis never really went away.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Racism.
But no, so I've been watching those with my kid. So we've gone through 1 through 6, and we just started The Force Awakens.
How she liked
Ray.
the original ones?
She liked them. You know, she liked episode 1. She liked little Anakin, and
Kids love episode 1 because
You
it was
know.
for kids.
She thought it would take a couple episodes for Luke to bring Anakin back to the light side, and not a couple of minutes, but it was cool. I'm having.
I mean,
I'm
it
having fun
kinda
watching with
did.
her. Also, they put her to sleep.
Oh well, yeah.
We watched about 15 minutes of Star Wars before bed, and she just turns over.
You know, a lot of the music in Ghostbusters sounds like Star Wars music. It's like
Was it John
it's like spooky.
I don't think it was John. I don't
Williams?
think so.
Right?
No,
Yeah,
it's
John
not.
Williams.
But it just sounds like him. It's a sound alike.
So, following the Buff Bagwell Dark Side of the Ring episode, do you remember when Buff's talking about this altercation that he had with Hurricane Helms backstage?
Yeah, he gave him the Bagwell slap.
Apparently, Hurricane says that's total bullshit.
He said he gave him the Bagwell slap and walked away, and then Hurricane hit him with a block of ice.
Hit him with
water
with
bottle.
a water bottle block of ice.
It was frozen, so it was like a brick hitting it.
Resulting in 24 staples that were
Frozen water
needed.
bottle.
He had one hidden. Buff didn't know.
He hit me with a block of ice.
I remember.
Well, it was in a plastic bottle.
Dude, I threw a
and it was
bottle
frozen.
when we were cleaning the theaters. I threw a bottle of water and it hit Glenn right in the back. I felt so bad.
Oh man.
Why?
I didn't mean to. He's near the trash can. I was trying to get it in the trash. It's not like I threw a bottle of water at him on
Was it
purpose.
full and frozen?
Yeah, no, but it was heavy. Those things were kind of
I
heavy.
don't want to even reveal the things that were done when the theater's cleaned. I'd feel bad about it.
Dude, we'd be here for 4
Dude,
hours.
I remember, like,
4
standing-
hours we'd be
Like,
here.
you know, standing at the back with like a full drink that somebody had and just chucking it towards the trash can in the front, and it just hit and splash. And it's like, oh god, people had to clean that, and
Poor Chip, man.
I feel sorry.
Chip Jr., poor
sorry
Jr.
Sorry for doing that.
Dude, I remember when this one girl was cleaning and she fell down and busted her knee on the floor in the theater. Gosh, that hurt too. That cement floor.
That was devastating when you slip on that fucking floor.
God, the theaters are so dirty.
I don't
But
think
we-
I don't
but
think
the-
I don't
but
think
the
any
patrons
story
made it
I don't think
that
any
way.
story will ever surpass Lawson putting that guy through the wall. Or was it Aaron?
I don't even know.
I thought
don't
Lawson
even-
put Aaron
Or
through the
Lawson
wall.
put Aaron through the wall. I can't remember.
They
What
were-
about that story when like
Yeah.
Lawson and Aaron were crossing the street and somebody banged on the trash can and they thought it was gunfire?
And it ended up being a guy they knew. I can't remember his name. Michael something.
They hit the fucking ground in the middle of the street.
Me and Aaron were crossing the street, and somebody threw a water balloon at us, and then me and Aaron got in the car, and we were trying to chase him down, and I even called 911. I was like, "What if that would have been a Molotov cocktail, sir? This is Huntington. Nobody's throwing Molotov."
Oh my
cocktails."
God! I've never heard this. How have I never heard this?
I mean, me and Aaron were really hot-headed, so
you got
I
the
get- it was
car
prob-
and you chased them?
Yeah.
I remember the hearing.
And it was
I think
probably-
You heard about
And it
this?
was
might
probably a
have been
good
there
thing that we didn't,
working.
because then me and Aaron could be like talking about. You remember that time we had to go to prison because we beat somebody to death for throwing a water balloon at us? So it was a good thing we didn't catch up.
Oh, God damn.
And if you're listening right now, fuck you.
Don't throw water balloons
hope you get
at people.
cancer.
Just trying to cross the street and do their jobs.
Yeah.
We need to do a deep dive omnibus into the theater years.
Dark side of the
Dark
theaters.
side of the curtain.
Oh.
Dark side of the box office.
The tunnels of the Keith
The
Alley.
box.
Holy
We just call it box, is what we call it.
If only we could have millions of people, but only it'd just be dozens. Did you
Yeah,
ever work
dozens,
in theaters? You
yeah.
might like this podcast.
Yeah, you'll like it. Ronda
What'd she
Rousey.
say? I saw the
Who
videos
cares? I
about
mean,
it.
do you really care what she says at
Well,
this
if
point?
she has eyewitness events doing
No,
that
she's
stuff,
just bitching like she did when she
Why
left.
does everything say WWF? on the
She used to
outside.
be
Well,
there.
this is
perimeter.
like this is a third-party site that
Oh, and they can't. They can't.
they don't
say,
give a shit about copyright infringement.
but
So
well, whatever.
They say get the F out. Dude.
Anyways, yeah, she's probably right.
here's the quote. Behind the scenes, ? How much of an absolute shit show it is at the WWE because they can't hold the story over my head and hold me hostage with my own career. I don't need anything from them, and I don't intend on going back, so I can say everything that I think and feel while everybody else is still held captive by their organization. Basically,
They
what
can't hold
she's
the
saying
story
is
over her head. What does that even mean?
they wanted her to fucking do a storyline she didn't want to do, and she fucking bitched and moaned and took her ball and went home.
Good.
That's what it looks like to me.
Sure.
You know, which
Ronda.
if you're a professional fucking wrestler,
They were making it seem like she was saying bad stuff about Vince. That's what they were.
no, it's just her bitching.
I know that's just how they were getting me to clickbait it.
Finally, we have to give a shout out
Blood.
to our brother Adam Copeland, formerly Edge of the WWE, for winning the AEW TNT Championship and AEW Dynamite last week
Against Christian in their
against
hometown.
Christian in their hometown.
It was
I mean,
cool. Did you watch it?
I did. I want to. I want to watch the match.
The
I
crowd.
heard it was great.
The crowd sings along to Edge's song. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
He was in Vikings.
He is a great actor. He's actually a really good actor.
It was quite the
Yeah, he was good in
Canadian
Vikings.
match, dude.
I didn't even realize it
figured.
until like the end of the series.
They put on hockey jerseys and go at it like hockey.
I
players
saw
at one point.
their gear and I was like,
It ends with all three of like Christian and
his sons.
his sons. They're all handcuffed to each turnbuckle, and then he's get that big spike back.
I do remember they're like to the same turnbuckle, right?
No,
Like-
they're all on different ones.
Oh, I thought they were all on the same post.
no.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, when he gets that fucking, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not
He
fucking
hits him
with
in
that
the
at all.
balls.
Those are like railroad tie sized stakes in that fucking bat. I mean, if you can imagine that.
He hits him in the balls with it, and then he threatens to hit him again. And he quits.
He
said,
quits,
"I
like,
quit.
I'm done."
I quit match.
Which I would have quit before the balls, frankly, but whatever.
Sounds brutal.
So congratulations
I quit
to
matches are
Edge.
usually pretty rough, Wes.
That's true.
I'm just wondering how many years it's going to be till we actually have like legit death matches.
We
Well,
have death matches.
We have the slap matches, though, the power slap
Oh
contest
my
where you just
God
give people
in heaven.
concussions and
So like I remember seeing the
my
face
God
of one
in
guy,
heaven.
and it was like disgusting.
Was it the slow motion deal?
I've seen it was a
They
guy.
do it slow
it was a
motion
guy-
now where it's like their fucking jaw leaves their goddamn skeleton.
It was an after the competition thing or something, but
Yeah.
the whole side of his face was so swollen and gross.
like his swollen.
Yeah,
yeah,
after
I've seen that
effects,
shit.
like
yeah.
no,
Think that
some
was
of them
you.
get knocked off and then hit their head on the podium and fall down.
There's not enough. Nope. It's
Like
not.
a buddy of mine
you know
used to
they're
say.
not getting paid.
A buddy of mine used to say, "Only in Russia."
Well, no, it's here now.
I know it's here
Yeah,
now,
it's
but
great.
it started in
So
fucking Russia.
stupid.
It shouldn't be illegal. I mean, it
I mean,
should be.
No, I mean, whatever. Somebody wants to do it, but it's like, dude,
I don't know.
you can go work at a McDonald's and probably make more money than getting the shit beat out of you for that. I don't know.
Well, don't they get like sponsors and shit now?
You got to make it big, dude.
I guess
Dude,
so.
play cornhole. You make more money just playing cornhole, and then you don't have to get hurt.
It's really stupid, and I don't see how
There's
it's
a lot of
legal
dumb
either
shit
because you
out
can't
there.
tell me it doesn't cause fucking concussion.
Yep.
Come on.
Let's go brain damage ourselves.
I know. They should just sign up to be a mercenary.
With your cart full of guns.
All you got to do is start walking on 6th Avenue.
Cart full of guns.
That's where you get recruited.
Is that the enlistment office down there?
All right. That's the news. Let's get over to our events. God damn, it's been a fun show.
Pauly Shore.
We've got a great collectibles show coming up at Time Warp at the Ashland Town Center, May 17th through the 19th. On May 18th, that would be the Saturday, Jeff Jarrett is scheduled to be there for a meet and greet. The iconic wrestling legend from
Double J, slap
Double
nuts.
J from the Jarrett family.
He hits people with guitars, Wes. It's not
yeah, he
fair.
does. It's not fair.
Did you call him slap nuts?
That's
That's
what
what
he
he
used to
called-
say.
he
or
used to
something.
say.
Oh,
to
I
him, yeah.
just
That was an insult. I think that was an insult he used to throw. Right.
People had signs that said it.
I remember.
Oh
But anyway, he is a very famous wrestler, and I'm told a very nice
I know
guy.
the name.
He laid down for Hulk Hogan.
He laid down for Hulk and Bash at the beach, which sadly is probably what he's most known for. But anyway, it'd be a great opportunity to meet up with the wrestling legend May 18th of this year at the Ashland Town Center Mall. There was a shit ton of events announced this week, by the way. Buck Cherry is returning to the Tri-State. I hung out with Buck Cherry.
Oh, yeah?
They did
you guys do the cocaine together?
We didn't do the cocaine. We did smoke a couple cigarettes.
He does love the cocaine, I hear.
He loves that
Look,
cocaine.
that writing looks like
Cocaine?
You could do lines of Buck Cherry.
But
July
Cherry.
12th. Thanks, guys. July 12th.
That's
Paramount
like when
Arts
somebody
Center.
called Mark McGrath sugar gay and he tried to fight him. I'd be like, what up, Butt Cherry? And he'll try to fight me.
I hope that happens.
Who said that?
July 8th. I can't
Get
even
him
talk.
out. Get him out. Take him out. That's the only gesture you need. Point and thumb.
July 12th at the Paramount. Get tickets now. ParamountArtCenter.com. Buck Cherry.
Buck Fudder.
July 12th at the Paramount.
No jokes about this one.
Oh, God. I can't take you all, man. Oh, yes. We are very happy to announce this and may even try to get involved in some way. The Ruth Sullivan Annual Rally for Autism. This is a 5K walk run that is a fundraising community event to raise awareness and funds for people in our area living with autism. I have several family members that have autism, and I support any kind of effort to raise awareness of this terrible, just awful thing that we're seeing more and more of. This takes place April 27th at Ritter Park from 7:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. And again, it's a 5K, and all proceeds go to benefit the Autism Society of West Virginia, ASC, and the other one. Shit. Can't remember it.
It looks
it's
like
that
a
middle
cloud.
one. It's Mountain Health Center?
No.
I can't remember. Sorry. So anyway, you can get more details when you log on to tristateracer.com/Rally for Autism 2024. We'll also have the link at our Facebook page as well. Okay.
Got a big,
Whoa, what happened? We lost
got a
our
big
connection.
wrench.
Apparently something was canceled.
Polly Shore.
I don't think it was that. The Parental Advisory Tour is coming to the Paramount on May 14th, 7 p.m. 4 bands that were really big in the aughts. Is that what they're calling them?
I've heard
The
that.
2000s. Josie Scott, who is the former lead singer of Saliva. Click, click, boom. Trapped, Edema, and Tantric. Tantric's awesome. I've actually got to hang out with them, too. We play PlayStation.
Sweet.
It was right around when Metal Gear 3 came out.
I thought you were going to say you guys played
Snake
Madden
Eater.
and got
Yeah,
mad.
Snake Eater. Huh?
I thought you might have said you played Madden and got mad at each
No,
other.
he didn't like sports games. He was more into shooters. So that is coming up again, May 14th, 7 p.m. Tickets on sale now at ParamountArtCenter.com. Heading back to the Paramount. The Paramount's just fucking killing it, man. July 20th, Cinderella's lead singer Tom Kiefer and his band will be performing. I'm told it's a very good show. Part of the Live Loud 2024
I thought his
concert.
last name was Kiefer Band. It looks like it says Tom Kiefer Band.
There is no space.
There is no
between
space,
the
but
R
there
and
is-
the B.
It's a
there's
different
different-
color. Yeah.
A different tone.
Dude, I watched this movie the other day called There's Something in the Barn. It's on Netflix about these killer gnomes that attack. But anyway, they talk in subtitles.
Killer Gnomes?
It talks in, well, they're barn elves, and they talk in subtitles, but it just says barn elfish. And I was like, what language is barnelfish? So I I Googled barnelfish, and it was like, oh, it's barn
Oh
elfish.
my God, Bartlefish. Oh my God. Oh, I want to turn on this movie just so I
My
can see the
fucking face
subtitles.
hurts
I just
so
want to see
bad.
it say Bartlefish.
Speaking
Holy
bartlefish
shit. Oh my God. What's it called? There's something in the barn? All right. I'm gonna
What's
have,
it on?
Netflix.
I just got to see it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch
I'll have
it.
to see Bartlefish.
Finally,
I was like, I said, what are they talking? Is that a real language?
Oh my God.
I've never heard of bartlefish.
Holy
And I
shit.
googled it, and it took me a second to realize
Oh,
it.
man.
It was like, this is a made-up language
It's
for
brought-
the film. There's something in the barn.
It's brought tears to my eyes. Oh
I'm
gosh.
trying to get through it, people. Pauly Shore is coming to the Paramount as well. September 18th, showtime, 8 p.m. Tickets on sale now. ParamountArtsCenter.com. Pauly. I wouldn't mind seeing Pauly stand up.
Wheeze in the Juice.
I hear it's really good.
What was the one with the home? Where he goes to the country?
Son-in-law.
Son-in-law, there you go.
Oh, yeah. The home?
Yeah, home-in-law. I don't know.
The retirement home?
He hadn't done that one yet.
Retirement village? Oh, God.
Encino Man, that's another good one.
And yeah.
He was in that. In the Army Now was good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had something to do with water.
That wasn't as
Water
good as the other ones.
purification.
He's a water purification expert and had Andy Dick
I
in it.
think
Not Andy
Encino Man's my
It was Andy
favorite.
Dick. Yeah, that was his
I
buddy.
know.
Oh yeah, that's
Remember?
right. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh,
Encino
man. All right. That is our show, folks. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, we could always use your support. So hit us up online, podomatic.com. Spell it, Christian.
PODOMAITC.
Nope. PODOMATIC.com/GeekZip podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Our podcast is available on all streaming platforms, and look for our video feed debut on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on our YouTube channel. Again, search GeekZip podcast. You guys got anything else for me?
Thanks for listening.
Fun show. Yeah. Wes?
Adios. See you in a couple weeks.
For
Maybe.
Christian,
Oh,
for
wait.
Wes. What?
I was thinking, you guys should build a skywalk between your houses.
Or a zip line. A zip line.
Zip West line. Zip West line. You guys have a good week. We'll see you later.
Zip line from the zip
Oh,
cave.
God. I can't even do it anymore.